Hello, my name is Samira Sutosi. I am from Tumbok village in Dusok Division. I am currently in Rwanda and I'll be graduating on the 24th of July with a bachelor's degree in computer science with a first class honors, after which I will move to Carnegie Mellon University Africa here in Rwanda, where I'll be pursuing a Master's of Science in Engineering Artificial Intelligence. And I would like to share with you uh, my application journey for studying abroad. Initially, when I was in secondary school, I focused on sciences, and my dream was to do medicine. I wanted to be a medical doctor. However, when I reached high school in 2014, I joined Jumpstart Academy Africa as a scholar. And through Jumpstart Academy Africa, I learned about opportunities of studying abroad. And the ones that were very prominent were the African Leadership Academy and African Leadership University. So in 2014, I applied to African Leadership Academy. I got admitted in the first round of the application, but in the final round, I was rejected. In 2015, I applied again to African Leadership University. I got selected again during the first round of the application process, while I got rejected in the final round of the application process. Since my dream was to pursue medicine, I moved to Chang, where I studied a bachelor's of science in biochemistry. I completed my first year in Chang, and then I moved to my second year into my second year. Yeah, and then like that was when I reapplied to African Leadership University. That was my second time applying to African Leadership University, and this time around I got accepted to study at African Leadership University. The tuition to study at African Leadership University is quite expensive. My plan was that once I get admitted, I would apply for the scholarship that African Leadership University offers, and then hopefully I'll get the scholarship, and then I'll be able to cover my tuition, my accommodation, and living expenses while at African Leadership University. However, the scholarship application was very, very competitive, so I could not get the scholarship from African Leadership University. So the options that were available for me was to apply for external scholarships. And that year, I applied to Wells Mountains Foundation Scholarship and Western Union Scholarship. However, I got rejected from these scholarships. So the only option available to me to fund my tuition at African Leadership University was to take a student loan. At African Leadership University, they have a student loan called income sharing agreement. So with the income sharing agreement, they pay your tuition, and you are required to pay back after you graduate. So after graduation, after you graduate and you start working, you have to pay a certain percentage of your monthly salary over a certain period of time. Yeah, and then like for the period of time you have to choose. You can choose to pay it in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So yeah, so I took the student loan. Then with the student loan, only my tuition was covered. I was still left with my accommodation and my living expenses to take care of by myself. And my parents were not able to support me. So I moved to Rwanda. While in Rwanda, I took part-time job on campus, and then I also had small businesses that I was running so I could raise money to take care of myself. So in 2018 and 2019, I was working as a campus coordinator on campus. Yeah. Then in 2020 and 2021, I was working as a teaching assistant on campus for the computer science faculty. Yeah, and then the two businesses that I was running, the two businesses I had, one was selling peanuts on campus, and one was making hair for students and facilitators. So through these businesses, I was able to raise money and support my stay here in Rwanda, in a land where I had no one to look up to, and I was responsible for taking care of myself. Yeah, and then this year, which was my final year in in Rwanda, I really wanted to do a master's degree after my after graduating from this program. Yeah. Upon realizing that admissions are very competitive, I decided to apply to multiple universities at the same time. Yeah. So like this year, I applied to 5 universities. Yeah. And then of these five, I got 4 rejections. Yeah. And then like I got admitted at Carnegie Mellon University, where I'll be moving to do a Masters of Science in Engineering Artificial Intelligence. So after admissions, I still had to apply for a scholarship again because tuition is very expensive. Tuition at tuition for a master's program at CMU is 32,000 US dollars. So I applied for the scholarship. However, I did not get a fully funded scholarship. So I got a scholarship of 21,000 US dollars. That is just like about 70% of my total tuition. It's leaving me with 11,000 US dollars to pay for by myself. So like I had to look for other sources of income to be able to pursue my degree program at Carnegie Mellon University. So the ones that I considered were to apply for external scholarship again from other organizations, which were really competitive as well. I applied to mine scholarship, and I got to the final stage, which was the interview. However, I did not make it in the final step. And then another thing I did was that uh, uh, I so another thing I did was to organize a GoFundMe campaign, and through that GoFundMe campaign, I was able to raise 2,000 US dollars. Yeah. So after I raised 2,000 US dollars, it wasn't still up to what I needed because I need 11,000 US dollars to add to the 21,000 to make it $32,000 for me to complete my 2 years program at CMU. Yeah. However, I received an email from CMU telling me that I have the option of like completing my master's program in 3 semesters and then paying only 24,000 US dollars. So like with that option, I with that option, I have accepted uh my my offer to study at Carnegie Mellon University. So I'll be going there to complete a 2 year course in 1 year because I don't have enough finances to fund for the full 2 years. So I am here today sharing with you my story so that you will know that the process of applying for universities is very, very competitive, especially when you're studying abroad. Yeah, and universities require you to be admitted before you are eligible to apply for their scholarships, and the scholarships are even very, very competitive, more than the admissions application process. And one thing I have learned through my journey is that you have to take ownership of your journey, know what you want, and you should go get it yourself. Don't sit down and wait for someone to come and do it for you, because no one is responsible for you. You have to create the life you want to live, set your goals, go for it, work hard, go for it. And you should have, like, during your application process, you should reach out to people for help, reach out to people to get feedback on your essays, to get recommendations, and just trust God, and everything will be fine. Everything is possible as long as you are willing to work hard and go for it. Thank you.